Soccer has got us back to our winning ways. Let's carry that in today with more Champions League bets. Hey there, everybody. What's going on? It's Jason, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every day. Do you guys know what day it is? It's Wednesday. That's right. It is Wednesday. Before we go on and get into the bets for today, let's make sure we go ahead and recap yesterday, which yesterday was a good day for us. So let's go ahead and run through those good wins and bad losses from yesterday. As you can see right there, Champions League was really, really good to us. In fact, we only missed one bet, and our one bet that we missed, if you have proper bankroll management, you only lost 0.2 units, so almost was a sweep, right? Is that a sweep? Are you guys counting that as a sweep? I guess it's not a sweep, but maybe I will count it as a sweep, because there's guys on Twitter that go 1-0 and count that shit as a sweep. You can't go 1-0 and count that as a sweep. That's ridiculous. You need at least 2 picks, so not quite a sweep, but boy, was that a fun afternoon of soccer. We hit both teams to score in over 2.5 in that Bayern versus Salzburg game. It was uncomfortable. I thought Salzburg was going to be a little bit better than that based on what they had done domestically and kind of how they, had the weekend before, kind of like what we talked about yesterday, but whatever. They got a goal. That's all that matters. I was definitely nervous when they pulled both their strikers in the 60th minute. Yeah, had me nervous, but Salzburg came through for us. We also hit our same game parlay in that game, so just fantastic work right there. That was the one where we said, hey, well, if Salzburg wants to throw up a stinker, Bayern can go ahead and carry us to a win, and boy, did Bayern carry us to a win. Obviously putting in, 5 goals in the first half, so easily went over the total there. And then Bayern to score in both halves obviously came through as they were add on a second more, winning that game 7-1 was the final right there. So good stuff right there. And of course, again, the X right there. We missed our long shot, our parlay, our lotto ticket right there. But hopefully you only put 0.2 units on. You guys know every time I give out a bet of like substantial amount of odds, you always reduce it, right? Those bets are hard to hit, so you don't want to lose a full unit. So hopefully you use bankroll management and you kind of lowered your unit scale on that one. You didn't lose that much, but we rebounded right back there in Liverpool versus Inter. How about over 9.5 corners? I gave up on that. I was texting with a buddy during this match. This was the game that was on TV. We were both watching it. I gave up. Especially when Inter got that red card. Boy, it just seemed like it just went all Liverpool instead of a nice back-to-back game. And then like the first 10 minutes when Liverpool had the ball, they just weren't quite getting it forward. It's like they were kind of like, all right, we got an extra man. We'll just kind of play a little possession and kind of knock it around. And then they started getting forward. And then we got 3 corners within like the last 5 minutes of the game. One of those was an injury time. So dramatic right there. The other one under 9.5 shots on target. Easy. There was only 5 shots on target, 2 by Liverpool, 3 by Inter. Very, very easy winner right there. So good stuff right there in Champions League. Won almost 4 units in soccer. Won 3.94 units in soccer. Fantastic work. Unfortunately, the NBA took away a little bit of that profits. Under 241.5 points. Did not happen. Frustrating loss right there. I was watching Draftkings all night long, along with watching the game, and the over-under was always under 241.5, and then even in the fourth quarter, the max I saw was at 238, or at one point, I guess I should say I saw it at 238. I mean, the first quarter had points of 54, 58. It looked like it was cruising to a nice cash because we could average 60.25 points per quarter. So the first half was excellent. What happened in the second half? 72 points in the third quarter, 69 points in the fourth quarter. Maddening. That's what I talked about yesterday. The NBA is so damn frustrating. Like if you look at the box score, and if I watched probably about 15 minutes or so of that game, it's like second half, they just were like, all right, we're up by 20. We'll just stop playing defense. You get 2 points, we'll get 2 points. And they were just exchanging 2 points, and the Hornets really weren't cutting into that 20-point deficit. Just really, really frustrating that's how that game unfolded. We see what happens in blowouts. Teams circle jerk the fourth quarter. Those teams weren't circle jerking. Those teams were just trading buckets. Just absolutely frustrating right there. And then, of course, we got 2 bets from the hockey squirrel last night in the NHL. We were backing and fading our hometown teams. Well, I guess we should have backed both of our hometown teams because his hometown team, the Minnesota Wild, came through and got us a win. My hometown team, Blackhawks, also got a win. Unfortunately, we were on the Ducks last night, so we went ahead and dropped an L right there. So 1-1 from the Hockey Squirrel on the NHL picks, but still a good night last night. Plus 2.90 units, and now up on the week at plus 8.5 units. Guys, go ahead and hit that like button. If you were part of that dramatic cashing on the afternoon soccer, hit that like button and let me know. Before we get into the bets, a couple quick announcements. Don't forget, our next free giveaway is right around the corner. We'll be dropping the March Madness bracket onto you guys on Monday's episode. I'll be creating a group on ESPN, and whoever is in first place in that group will win $150. Whoever is in second place will win $75, and whoever is in third place will win $40. So make sure you get that information from me on Monday. You'll have about 3.5 days to go ahead and get in the March Madness contest there on ESPN. The other announcement I want to go ahead and make is big day here in Illinois. Monster day right here in the state of Illinois. BetMGM and Caesars both go live today. They're both already live. I've already gotten signed up on both of those sports books. Can't wait to kind of go through them. Haven't had time to go through them. Kind of want to get used to the app, get used to the layout, the format, kind of look at their promotion. Just spend some time on those apps. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I want to let everybody know BetMGM and Caesars are both live in Illinois. If you want to go ahead and sign up, you can refer in-state friends. So if you haven't yet signed up on BetMGM or Caesars, let's keep this within the Winning Bets community. I'm not necessarily saying you have to hit me up on Twitter and get my refer a friend code. Obviously, if you do, I would greatly appreciate that, and we would both benefit from that by both getting free money and free bets. But if you don't, like I said, if you don't want to reach out to me, that's cool. But let's just drop a comment on this video and see who, the viewing audience, who maybe is from Illinois, and maybe you guys can go back and forth yourselves, and within the Winning Bets community, we can kind of keep the free bets and the refer a friend codes within our little community. So hit me up or drop a comment on there. Let everybody know you're from Illinois, and let everybody know you're interested in signing up with BetMGM or Caesars, and use the refer a friend code. All right, the announcements are out of the way. Let's now go ahead and jump into today's Champions League bets. Let's go ahead and talk about PSG Real. I'm going to go ahead and take both teams to score an over 2.5 goals at -125. Tweeted this bet out yesterday. It's now at -135, so we're certainly on the right side. Why do you think we're on the right side? What do people think? Well, whatever happened in game one, just literally don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Look at how Real Madrid set up. Real Madrid set up to get a 0-0 game. Because let me remind you guys that this season in Champions League, away goals don't matter. So there was just no desire from Real Madrid to go ahead and get an away goal due to the format this season. You saw what they did. They set up, the way they set up, they basically said, hey, you know what, PSG? You're not going to score when you get to the Bernabeu. So we're just going to stop you from scoring in Paris, because you're going to absolutely struggle when you come to Madrid. Unfortunately, Real Madrid, it backfired a touch. I still don't think their strategy was completely wasted. It's hard to defend for 90 minutes and not give up a goal to PSG. They got one in injury time through Mbappe. He got a goal, so they win the game 1-0. I thought Real Madrid's tactics were executed basically, what Ancelotti wanted them to do, which was just defend. Don't worry about getting an away goal, because away goals don't even count this season. Let's just go back to Madrid 0-0. We don't see them scoring in Madrid. We'll eventually get some goals at home, and we'll go ahead and win this two-legged tie. It's a little bit different now, because now PSG does have that lead, so that's why people like both teams to score in over 2.5. Real Madrid's got to go for it, obviously, so you like their chances of probably getting a goal, being that they're going to go for it, right? They didn't go for it in Paris. So again, don't let that performance, don't let that result skew you on what's going to happen today. They're going to absolutely go for it. They won't be sitting back and they won't defending. They can't, right? They need a goal. Well, who's one of the best teams in counter football? It's PSG. They got Mbappe. He's a doubt for this game, but it does look like he's going to go ahead and play if you look at the various reports. So you got Mbappe, one of the best counter football players, or counter attacking players, obviously, in all of football. Neymar is going to be alongside of him. Messi is obviously right there. They don't maybe have the greatest of all chemistry, but they created a whole lot of chances in that first leg in Paris. So I think they'll obviously get a goal, covering the both teams to score, and then they'll contribute to over 2.5. Because once one team gets a goal, or once each team gets a goal, that means the aggregate's now going to be 2-1, and that just means you got to get more goals, right? Somebody's got to go pushing. Maybe they get a goal, or maybe they expose themselves and back in and they give up a goal. So just loving both teams to score in over 2.5 in PSG versus Real, and we'll go ahead and get that at -125 over at Draftkings. One more bet from this game over at FanDuel. You've got a risk-free same-game parlay that you could have used either yesterday or today. Obviously, we didn't use it yesterday, so we're going to go ahead and use it today. It's got to be a three-legged parlay at minimum plus 400 odds, and put $10 on this, because if we lose it, we'll just go ahead and get our $10 back. What are going to be my three legs here for PSG versus Real? I'm going to do first half over 1.5 goals. Real Madrid just doesn't have time to waste, right? They've got to come right out of the gate and just start attacking and try and, get back into this two-legged tie. So I just see goals in the first half. It's just see goals in the first half. So love that right there. over 5.5 cards. I mean, look at the first leg was a card fest, absolute card fest. So I don't see why this, won't be card heavy. Second leg gonna be cagey, gonna be just feisty and tons of aggression. So love the over 5.5 cards as my second leg. And then Real Madrid to have 5+ shots on target. Look, guys, they're not giving up possession this time go around. They're gonna want to keep the ball and obviously do some damage and get some goals and attack. So in the process, at home in Madrid, in the Bernabeu, I like their chances of having 5+ shots on target. So that'll be my same game parlay at plus 556. Over 1.5 goals in that first half, over 5.5 cards, and Real Madrid 5+ shots on target. A lot of you, I know you guys don't have cards in your market. Just substitute it for corners. Find the equivalent odds value and just swap out cards for corners. And I think you'll be, in the same place. I obviously like cards more, based on the first leg. But if I don't have cards, I would feel comfortable just swapping out corners. So that would be my recommendation if you don't have cards. All right, let's flip it over now to the other Champions League game where you got Manchester City versus Sporting. We already know I gave you guys the first bet of first half over 1.5 goals at plus 114. Gave you that bet yesterday. That's now at plus 104. So another bet that we're on the right side. Again, first half over 1.5 goals. Plus 114. How do we see this game unfolding? To be honest, I think this game's a little bit difficult to predict because of the 5-0, score in the first leg. I mean, Manchester City's already got this two-legged tie sewn up. Sporting has zero chance to go ahead and get past Manchester City. So I would be nervous taking anything from a full game perspective or maybe taking anything from like a second half perspective because you could see Guardiola, he backs off. He backs off. You didn't see that yesterday with Bayern. Bayern just kept going. I've watched enough Manchester City games that once they're up and they're up comfortable, they back off and just hold possession and make you try and fight like hell to get it off of their feet. And you can't because they're really good in possession. That's probably what Manchester City does best is just keep the ball in possession. But I think in the first half, they're going to get a couple goals. They're going to want to go for it and really just put this thing to bed, not give Sporting any hope. You could always get a red card for Manchester City and then Sporting gets back in the game. So Guardiola is just going to want to put this game to bed in the first half and say, Sporting, it's over, right? You thought it was over at 5-0? Okay, well at 8-0, 7-0, something like that, it is definitely over. And again, we didn't do team total over 1.5 goals because we don't want to, should Sporting score, we want that to benefit us, and we're getting this at plus money, so we don't want to take away anything that Sporting may do to, get goals in the first half. So that's why I decided on just a overall, just first half over 1.5 goals because it is at plus money. Absolutely love that right there. So expect City to come out strong in the first half. Don't know what they're going to do in the second half, but I think I've got a good pulse on them coming out really strong here in the first half. You guys remember on Draftkings, they gave us 20% profit boosts here in the same game parlay. We used one yesterday. We got a cash. I love that right there. We're going to go ahead and use the second one, as I mentioned, in Manchester City versus Sporting yesterday. So let's go ahead and do one. I'm going to do it at minus 109. I'm going to do Manchester City on the halftime, full time. The reason I'm willing to risk this, and I just said, maybe be cautious on taking something in the, full game or maybe something in the second half, is because I'm willing to risk this is because if my if my thinking pans out that City jumps on them early in the first half, then whatever they do in the first half in terms of having the win will then likely carry over in the full time because I just don't see Sporting doing all hell of a lot much. I mean, this is a team domestically that needs to kind of get back up into the title race themselves. So in a tie that they already know is kind of over, you could see them pull back in the second half and go, okay, we've got this matchup this weekend in our Portuguese La Liga. We need to, prepare ourselves already starting in the second half. And you saw that yesterday with Salzburg. They pulled both their strikers in the 60th minute. Who the hell does that? You don't do that unless you're already looking forward to the weekend. That's what they did. Sporting at some point will look towards the weekend because they're in a domestic race. So I like the Manchester City halftime, full-time, expecting what they do in the first half just to carry over in the second half in terms of still winning the game. As you can see, I also added Manchester City first goal. No-brainer right there, add for me. And I added Manchester City most corners, even if they just keep possession. They love getting corners. You see that time and time again. So that'll be my same game parlay over at DraftKings, minus 109. Obviously, I use the profits boost. That's why it's minus 109. So it's Manchester City halftime, full-time result. It's Manchester City to have the first goal, and it's Manchester City to have the most corners. And again, that's at minus 109 over at DraftKings. One more soccer bet. Let's go ahead and use some arbitrage money. You guys remember over the course of Monday, we made $6.97 in arbitrage money. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a free roll for $1. I'm going to go ahead and use part of that free money money. I'm going to do Manchester City 2-0, correct score in the first half. See if I can't just make this free money grow a little bit more, and then we can maybe make a $3 bet or a $4 bet or whatever we end up doing. So put $1 on Manchester City 2-0 first half result. This is a free roll. If it loses, it of course will not be in my recap because this is a free roll. We're using money that we've got from arbitrage bets. We never added to the bankroll. So free roll, Manchester City 2-0 first half result for me. All right, I guess we should talk about the NBA for a second. It's no secret that I'm obviously, completely frustrated with the NBA. Went on a little mini rant there a little bit yesterday, and I watch these shows each and every day at the gym, and I'm trying to learn, right? I do the show, and then I watch it to try and make improvements for you guys, trying to improve the quality of the show. I'm not sure when I was on the treadmill watching yesterday's show, I'm not sure if my rant had any real point to it other than I hate the NBA. Well, I wake up this morning and I still hate the NBA because we got screwed on that under last night, and I thought a really tough beat. So there are over-unders that check out tonight. I'm thinking about taking tonight off. If soccer is good to us, though, I'm going to back the Spurs at even money. Why am I backing the Spurs? I'm going to do a money line bet tonight. You got Raptors going up against the Spurs. I'm betting them for one reason. The spread's at -1, so it's basically a coin flip game. I'm backing the Spurs because if Greg Popovich wins this game, he will have the most wins all time in the NBA from a head coach. I'm all on that narrative. This game's at home. I don't see the Spurs losing it. They win the game. Greg Popovich is the greatest NBA coach of all time. He got the most wins. I'm all on that narrative. So if we have a good afternoon in soccer, I will put in a bet at Spurs money line at even money over at FanDuel. You can get that right now, even money. A lot of sports books are at -102. Basically, this bet's gonna be at even money. Again, this is basically a coin flip game. The spread's at -1, so I'll go ahead and take the home team here at even money. That's got the narrative of let's win one for the coach. Let's make him the greatest coach of all time in NBA history. So I'm going to pass on over-unders tonight. Have a good afternoon in soccer. Let's go ahead and cash Spurs money line tonight. If you're absolutely dying to know which over-unders have a discrepancy based on my numbers, based on what the sportsbooks provided, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter. I'll gladly share the information from you. I'm just tired of the goofiness there of the NBA, the swings in the NBA. I mean, that 30-point quarters. I mean, just madness. 72 points last night. I'm tired. I just need one day off from NBA over-unders or stuff like that. So have a good afternoon in soccer, and then let's go ahead and add Spurs to it. But that's how I'm going to round it out today, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do the recap. We've got, of course, the 4 soccer bets. We're going to go ahead and do PSG, Real Madrid. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 at -125. We're going to go ahead and do a same-game parlay in that same game at +556. First half over 1.5 goals, over 5.5 cards, and Real Madrid to have 5+ shots on target. For Manchester City versus Sporting, first half over 1.5 goals at +114. And then for Manchester City Sporting same-game parlay at -109, take City on that halftime, full-time, City to score first, and City to have the most quarters. And that'll be our action today. All right, guys, let's enjoy another afternoon of soccer. Love soccer. Obviously, love Champions League. Let's have us another good day. We almost won 4 units yesterday in the Champions League. Looking to do the same thing today, and I want you guys to be a part of it. All right, come on back to tomorrow. We'll give you guys some more soccer bets on tomorrow's show. Got plenty of Premier League action on a rare Thursday Premier League action. So look forward to giving you guys some soccer bets on tomorrow's show. Have a good one. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.